my candidacy for JP District 2, Baxter County,
All right.
Court.
Quorum Court District 2. So you're a local fellow, huh? I mean, you're born and raised here?
Raised here, went to school at North Fork, graduated from North Fork High School in 1982.
Okay.
Been married for 37 years.
I'm not gonna make you ask what date that was, in case your wife's
December 3rd,
watching.
1988.
Okay, good.
So, married my wife Jamie.
Okay,
We live in Clark Ridge. We built a home up there about 14 years ago.
okay,
Got a small cattle farm up there. Retired from the Arkansas Game and Fish 4 years ago after right at a total 30-year
so you
career
spent
in
your
law
whole
enforcement.
career in law enforcement, right? Of
Correct.
some
I worked
sort.
for the Baxter County Sheriff's
Okay.
Department. Then I left there and went to work for the City of Mountain Home and was patrolling for the City of Mountain Home, and then left there and went to work for the Arkansas Game and Fish.
Okay, so you're the game warden, huh?
I was a game warden.
Cause see, our preacher, his son was a game warden when I was growing up, and he said he competed against his dad, cause he scared the, you know what, out of a whole lot more people than his daddy had as a game warden,
Right.
so.
But
So,
it's a good career.
Yeah. so you've spent your entire adult life then serving people, serving the citizens of this county and
Serving
the
Baxter
towns.
County citizens.
And now you wanna continue to serve.
Want to continue to serve, make our county better, watch our county grow.
Yeah.
Continue making our county a better county. As we get more people coming here, I want to see people come here and say, man, this is a great place. And I think it's a great place to continue to serve.
Quorum Court is a good place to serve. It's a different capacity than what you're probably accustomed to with the law enforcement, but you're serving the people nonetheless. And,
Correct.
you know, like I said, I sat on the court for several years now, and I learned that, and it's very fulfilling. It's aggravating at times, but I'm sure every job out there is like that. So-
Everything's like, life in general can be aggravating at times.
So what do you bring though, I guess that would be the people in District 2 is, well, why should I vote for you? What are you gonna do for me? Or what are you gonna do for the county? Versus what we already have, and not just District 2, but for the whole court.
Well, I want to bring just a new, fresh idea. I want to support our county employees.
Mhm.
Number one is, the main thing is to support our sheriff's department and our county employees. Just continue to watch this county grow and hopefully be a part of that, you know, and someday I can look back and say, you know, man, I had something to do with
I
that.
helped build that, I helped.
I helped do that.
And we do have fantastic, hardworking employees, as we had our clerk on, our county clerk last week. And, you know, the things that she's accomplished, not just her, but with her and her staff, and with the help of all the county employees, and this is a fantastic place to live. I'm a transplant, I've been here about 12, 15 years now, and it's a great place. It's a great place to raise kids, it's a great place to retire, so I wish the best of luck for you. Anything else you wanna tell people?
I got 4 grandbabies that I'm very proud of.
Are they in this area?
They go to Mountain Home School.
Okay,
My son works here in Mountain Home, and my daughter-in-law works here in Mountain Home.
so you definitely have an interest in this county doing well, being successful.
Absolutely, I wanna see it successful, I wanna see my grandkids, when they graduate school,
Maybe they'll
wanna
stick
come
around.
back here. I don't want them to leave.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, Doug, man, we appreciate you stopping
Thank you
by.
for
And,
having me.
best of luck to you in this election cycle. When is it, Jay, the announcements or the filing period opens up here in a couple of weeks?
The 3rd, November 3rd.
November 3rd. It's gonna run for, what, a week? And, so all the announcements.
Little over a week.
Well, Doug, we'll, guess we'll hear from you again then.
Absolutely.
Thank you for stopping
Thank
and
you.
visiting with us.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Pastor Ty Cotter. Kingdom Life. Fellas, y'all come on and just find you a seat somewhere. Watch out for those cables. Yeah, have a seat, make yourself at home. Pastor Ty Cotter, Kingdom Life Recovery here in Mountain Home.
Yes.
Pastor, thank you for coming and sitting down with us and visiting. Gentlemen, thank you all for coming. We appreciate y'all being here. So, Ty, what exactly is this Kingdom Life Recovery?
Okay. Big question. It's a 1-year faith-based recovery program for men and women in addiction, and so we have a men's home in the Beaufort area, and then 201 North we have a women's home, and so we're really just, you know, if a man or woman finds the end of themselves and ready to change their lives, and they know God's the answer, then we take them in whenever they're ready with clothes on their backs, if that's the way they come to us. just to give them the help that they need, the support that they need. And so it's a pretty rigorous program, and when I say that, I mean it's very structured. One thing we love is the moment we get someone in, we have that opportunity to build a relationship with them and to help point them towards Christ and help foster that relationship with them and God, because many of you all know that for someone who's been in addiction for a length of time, there's a lot of baggage, if you will, a lot of pain, a lot of baggage, and so we have the opportunity to help them through all those past hurts, whether it was stuff that they had done to others or that others had done to them. And then we just get that opportunity to walk with them and help see them just grow in their relationship with the Lord. But on top of that, like the second part of our program is all designed to help them with driver's license, the proper identification, help them obtain a job, make sure they have medical insurance, or whatever we can do.
So just reintegrating back into society.
Right, and so the long term, like the first 6 months, they're working and serving alongside of us every day. Like we have a real tight schedule. We're up at 6 o'clock, bed's made, dressed, ready for the day, after breakfast by 7.
Sounds like boot camp.
Yeah. If anybody needs some structure, it's us that, we're in addiction. Yeah. And so just coming out of that, but we have like a class time in the morning, worship in the morning, time of prayer
with
together.
Your class time, what do you mean as far as?
I mean, just like basic Christian principles.
Okay.
And help them through, helping them understand that they got to begin to start living by faith, to help them understand that Jesus can heal the wounds that they have.
Right.
Just those basic principles.
Because it's not just the substance itself.
No.
It's all the associated stuff with it.
It's the heart condition.
Yeah.
It's always, the addiction is always secondary. The primary issue is what's in here.
Right.
And so what keeps me desiring this? What broken spot needs to be healed so I don't want to keep living this way? And so that's the hard part. That's the nasty part. But it's very rewarding when you see a man find a place of healing, when he can find a place where he realizes that God has forgiven him of all the things that he's done, and then he has the opportunity to continue to walk out his life of faith and hopes to see reconciliation with his family and forgiveness from those that he's hurt in the future. So there's always that hope of looking forward to what God's going to restore in the future, and that's probably the big groundbreaking work. That's our favorite part, if you will.
Understanding that the good Lord, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, he's still there, still loves you, and still wants to walk with you and see something.
In fact, I was going to bring that up. That's one of my favorite, not necessarily the Bible story, but that footprints in the sand.
Yeah.
That one, that's impressive. Now, so how many folks do y'all have there in your program? And it's just in the county, correct?
Yes, yeah, here in Baxter County. So we have 25 men in the home, and I believe 8 women in the women's home.
So they actually live in the home. They come accepted in the program. It's a year. They live, work, breathe, sleep.
Yeah. So, they can come in. It costs nothing to join the program. Costs nothing to stay in the program. Part of their what helps supplement their stay is that we go out on jobs throughout the day. Like the women's home has a cleaning business to help generate funds to keep the ministry going. Men's home has a lawn care. Lawn care, moving, general labor
Strong
jobs.
backs, huh?
Anything we can do, but it kind of serves twofold, the work they do for the first 6 months, because it gets a little more practical, but the first 6 months as they're working and serving alongside of us, because I say that to say, we also get phone calls throughout the week of maybe someone needs a wheelchair ramp, or a single mother raising a bunch of kids that needs her property cleaned up.
Okay.
Just kind of depends on the need. Sometimes the hospital will call with somebody who just does not have the means to get something for their disability, and so we attempt to provide that. And it's a way of the men and women giving back to the community that they've taken from for so long. It's very rewarding, not just for the recipient, but for the man or woman in the home that gets the opportunity to serve. And so that's kind of supplementing their stay. But that last 6 months, it's entirely free, man. And so when they get a job that last 6 months, they don't pay any rent. It is their pay. They go to work, and they immediately start saving for their vehicle. We put them on a budget, teach them how to manage their money, and the moment they get that vehicle, they're on the way of budgeting for their own place to stay. And so we know that in that year, there's more of a holistic approach, right? And so the whole year, you have done some major groundwork spiritually, right, and in your heart, and then now you're starting preparing for that step outside the program. And we want every man and woman to have everything they would need for the most solid step back into the world. And so many of them, we just graduated a guy last week, works at Americom for Perry, and he's a commercial builder, so he works for Perry, and got a vehicle, got a house, and you know the ministry and church came together to help.
Responsible citizen, you know, productive citizen.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is that at that 6-month mark, when they do go out and work, and so all the money that they make at whatever job where they are, that they keep all that.
Every bit.
But that's to build for that financial future
Yes.
to make them successful. So once they do finish the program, now they've got a leg up. They don't have to worry about, well, how am I going to make this down payment on this car or an apartment, you know, the first and last month's rent or something.
They don't have to be begging for a ride when they, you know,
So that now they can actually go to work.
They can
Yes.
drive themselves. And you know, interesting enough, and I know not a lot of people will think like this, but we've had men and women come in the home that have never had a driver's license and they're 20 and 30 years old. You know, now not saying they weren't driving,
Right.
but
Yeah.
they didn't have a driver's license. So it's neat to see that some of those milestones be met.
Yeah.
You know, and then also, like, I mean, we just get to see so many cool milestones in these men and women's lives. It's just kind of what keeps us going.
Well, where is your funding? I mean, is it donations? Is it local churches and other charity type organizations?
So we do have multiple different ways. Really, if you looked at 100% of the finances, it's about 60-40.
Mhm.
And so about 40% is the work that we bring in when the
Right.
resident for the first 6 months, and the other 60% is the community, the partners that we have in the community that
Okay.
you know sow into us monthly. And we have probably 9 different churches that support us on a monthly basis, which I appreciate, you know, because we do get a lot of calls from churches where the pastor's like, hey, you know, I'm really struggling with this family. They've got a loved one in addiction. Can you help them out?
Right.
And so we're able to show up in a way that most don't have the capacity to show up.
Well, as far as the addiction itself, the substance, whatever, and do y'all help deal with that, or is that something that?
Yeah, that's right away. You
Okay.
know, like when they come in, they're in an environment that is very protected,
Mhm.
and so the addiction stops when they walk in the front door.
Right.
And so we're there to help walk them through that. But again, you know, at that point, most of them are ready to
You can't
quit.
just do that until you get ready.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We always say that a man has to find the end of himself before he's ready to change. You know, if you know, it's great that we as loved ones and family members encourage the change, but real change doesn't happen until the guy's just found the end of himself.
I agree. It's kind of like Dave Ramsey says, you know, you want to get out of financial trouble, you've got to hit rock bottom, and you got to make that decision,
Yeah.
and it's not going to happen until then. So, I mean, speaking on that, we've got a couple of fellows here with us. Brandon, James, y'all are in the program right now, the way I understand it.
Yes, sir.
How far along are you fellas?
I've been there 4 months.
Been there 4 months?
I'm right behind them, I'm 10 days behind him.
Okay, so y'all are pretty much at the same
Yes, sir.
point. Yeah, Liam, yeah.
Or bring it to you. You got it.
Yeah. So, what do you think? I mean, it sounds like this is a fantastic program. I mean, I've heard of you, I knew what y'all did. I don't guess I knew the extent of it, which is why I'm very glad you're here tonight to talk about it, to get that awareness out there. Because what I've discovered serving this county as a justice of the peace for the past several years is that overall, people in this county are pretty generous. They're willing to help, they're willing to contribute, and you know, there might be someone out there, hopefully your phone will start ringing, people
Yeah.
want to help out, you know, financially or otherwise.
Yeah.
And I'm glad y'all are here, the fact that you showed up and are willing to talk about, you know, where you are right now and where you were, even more importantly, and then how'd you get here? And and the impact that this program has had on you. Not just you, but your family, the people that love you, and that you might have thought they gave up on you, but maybe they didn't. So, yeah, tell us anything.
Well, myself, I'm a real bad alcoholic. I was functional until I wasn't, and I'd hit rock bottom, and I needed some help, and I called them, and they even came and picked me up. It's not like I had to find my way out there.
How did you know about them? How did you hear about them?
I'd spent some time in jail, and I'd heard some talk of other people that have, went out there, been in the program, or were thinking about going out in the program themselves. So I had gotten in touch with them, and they came out and picked me up, and it was 4 months ago. It was raining outside, and I was detoxing real bad, and they took me in, and they didn't, I kinda expected they'd be a little harsh on me, but they were really welcoming there. Everybody there's been real kind to me, and it's just a really good place to be.
Turned your life around, obviously.
Definitely. Real strong support system. They cleaned me up. They got me back on track with my faith, which I walked away from years ago. And now I'm to a point now in the program where I'm actually starting to see some of the restoration with my family, like you were talking about. My brother and some others that didn't really want anything to do with me, I'm talking to them now every week. So it's definitely you're gonna get out of the program once you put into it, but you gotta want it.
You got one.
Yeah.
You gotta want it.
Yeah, I was real bad off on meth real bad, and went to jail a lot. Took off down to Florida, trying to get away from everything, and ended up coming back home, and I got picked up on a warrant, and brought back up here, and when I got out, I was homeless, didn't have nowhere to go, so I went and talked to my probation officer and asked him if he knew anybody, a program or something that I'd be interested in getting into, trying to get my life back together, cause I've been doing this for in and out for 15 years now. It's just time to get my life together, and he recommended me to Cotter Ministries, which is now Kingdom Life Recovery. And we went from there, man. I come down here, they picked me up from Walmart, and they've been a blessing to me, man. I was a real bad alcoholic. They got a good overcomers program, which has really helped me out quite a bit. It's like a 12-step faith-based workbook that we work through in there on our curriculum, and it's really helped out quite a bit. It's just been a blessing for sure.
And, 'cause I know some of the stuff I get, people complain about the sheriff's department and, why are we spending money on jail? And well, unfortunately, it's necessary. But a lot of people, I think, would give up on it. And, people like you, and they'll look at you. Look when you finally made your mind up, and you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it's possible, is it?
It's very hard.
It's difficult.
I would say it'd be very rare, yeah.
That's amazing. That's just.
Yeah, so what we see now is like, I wanted to hit on the name change, as James.
So I'm gonna ask about that, 'cause I know a lot of people are familiar with the other name that it was.
Yeah, so when we got here 10 years ago, back in April, it was Care Center Ministries, and really we had for a while, had really been praying about making some changes, because the original design of the program is, I was in addiction for 17 years, and most of those 17 years right here in Mountain Home. And I remember it coming to such a hard spot in life where I'd been in prison twice, and I know this is a hard comment to understand, but you would only get it, the depth of it, I guess, if you were in my shoes, or someone like me in that addiction. But I was to the point where in Mountain Home, I was so just sick of being here and in my addiction that I felt like I was safer in prison, because just the people I was running with, the area I was in. And I know that Mountain Home, for the most part, it's a great community. We have amazing people that love to give, love to help, but there's a place underneath all that that's very dangerous and deep. And so anyway, I ended up going to Dallas to a place called Care Center Ministries. And so when I got help and they trained me in this leadership program, God opened up the doors to come here and help the same way that I was helped. And so it's been a joy, and for the last few years we were trying to change a few of the rules that were set for the big city, and we couldn't do that under that same model. And so changing the name and getting out under some new leadership has allowed us to change some things and make it more resident focused on their growth, especially on the last part of their stay with us. So we were able to change a few things to really put our focus into making sure they have that stable step. But one thing that I think we should take note of is the mental health crisis that we've been in for years, and knowing that we do have a lot of men and women under the old system. We would have to turn someone away if they were on any type of psych medication, mental health medication, or we would have to, have them communicate with their doctor on what a safe way is to come off their medication in order to join the program. And so now that is off the table, we can take just about any mental health medication. If a man or woman comes to us, we don't have to turn them down. And so it's been a big deal for us. Obviously, the thing that should go without saying is there certain medications we can't have in the program because some of those medications people were addicted to for years. Right. And so no matter if we bolted it down to the ground, they would pry it up and figure out how to get it, and so there are only a few select medications that are not, but the majority are. And so to us, it was a blessing to see so many people able to come in. We even had people call that, tried to get in a year or two ago, right. Saying, hey, I heard this, rule has changed, can I come in?
So now with this, it's, you have a certain amount of autonomy that you can do what you see fit to help the people that come to this, try to enter into this program.
Yeah, really to better serve our rural community.
Right, I was gonna say, it's more of it's designed for a big city versus we're what, 50,000 people maybe in the whole county?
Right.
So, yeah, I can see how that would be better.
It's been a joy.
And ultimately better for guys like y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, and so are you fellows from here? I mean, you said you were California, right?
Yeah, I'm from California. I moved out here in '95, from Santa Rosa, California.
Okay, so different culture shock coming out here and a lot more people out here.
James, where are you from?
Sharp County, Ashland.
Okay, so you're just fairly local.
Yeah.
You're from the area.
Okay.
But you, Brandon, you lived in, what was it, the Yellville area?
No, I went, last years of high school, I was in Flippin.
Okay.
Flippin.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a big deal, man.
How many people can you all support, say, just, I guess roundabout?
The women's home maxes out at, I think, 13.
Okay.
And in the men's home, I mean, we got a new building a while back. I mean, we could probably think like 50.
Oh, wow.
We could get about, there's been a few times we've had 40 plus men in the home.
Okay, and these are self-contained homes, they have like dorms or rooms?
No, it's actually a big, like 7,800 square foot building with 2 larger dorm areas, a commercial kitchen, a big like sanctuary where we eat there, worship there, pray there, like a multi-purpose room, if you will. Big commercial shower area, office, all those things.
So in the dorms, does each, like these guys have their own rooms, or do you share initially?
No, so initially, it's open rooms. So it'd be like, say, 8 to 10 guys in one big room.
It reminded me of when I went to boot camp.
There
You
you go,
sleep
man.
in that big building,
Yeah.
and the fellow above you snores all night.
Yeah.
And they say, well, snoring keeps you up, you're not very tired.
Yeah.
Communal showers, eat together, sleep together.
Yeah.
Man.
But we also it's the men's home is on 20 acres and the women's home is on 13 acres.
Okay.
And so we do have some property out there with a shop, and we got a little spread going on out there.
So with your shop, do you teach? Do you do that? Like, well, let me teach you a trade.
Well, not necessarily in the shop, but I'm glad you brought that up. So remember when I said that first 6 months, we were like they're working and serving alongside of us. And I think many people watching would appreciate this. We've had a lot of men come in the home who have never pushed a lawnmower, right? Have never taken out the trash. At the end of the day, Dad wasn't there, to help to teach them basic responsibilities. And so it's neat because the longer you're with us, so you'll start off with a small responsibility when you first get there, and the longer you're with us, you're gonna be responsible for a lot more, so that we know that you have a large capacity for some good responsibility. And we've seen you do it for a season, right? You're well trained in it. But one thing is, when we go out on a job, like right now, we got a guy he's really good at doing drywall. When he was doing drywall the other day, what did he do? He took the young guy who know nothing about drywall to teach him how to do
And
some
pass that
drywall.
along, that's
Right, and so they're learning a lot of skills.
I'll tell you, if Phil knows how to hang drywall, he's probably not gonna have to worry about finding work in this area.
No.
Because there's, and you know, as a business owner, what I've learned is it's difficult to find people to come out and actually do work for you.
Yeah, we have several, like the city and several other contractors and places around town, that we have a little list, and they'll tell us, call us when you have somebody because, ready for work, because we know, that they've been clean for a season.
Right.
That they're working on themselves.
Right.
And if they spent 6 months or longer with you, we know that they're
Probably
pretty
gonna
good
show
at
up for work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And they're probably gonna work hard, because we work on being diligent, being faithful, going above and beyond what's expected. And so we have several people that work for the city, the mayor's real big on,
Good.
call us, and we got some great people over there.
Is there some kind of mechanism within this program that, let's say James here is interested in, electricity, maybe electrician, plumbing, some kind of trade. Is there some kind of mechanism to kind of direct him to maybe apprentice with a local plumber or electrician or carpenter and actually learn that skill and one day be able to go out on your own and do it?
I mean, I think the availability's there.
Okay.
If a guy had a desire to, I think it would be quick and easy to call one of the local electricians and find out if they needed an apprentice.
Okay.
For sure. And we've had, throughout the years, we've had several guys, get, vocation degrees from the college.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually had two, I'll proudly say this, residents that were on the dean's list at the college.
Now, isn't that cool?
I thought that was, I was like, proud dad moment, dude.
Well, I was gonna say, is that one of the possible paths is to go out to ASU, to the mechatronics program, which is a fantastic program.
Yeah.
I wish they had that when I was in college, I probably would've done that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is that a path that some of the participants could take, is to go work on a college degree?
I mean, I think it's amazing, and those few that we had get the vocational degrees and start at ASU Mountain Home, we didn't kick them out after their year. We just said, hey, if you're gonna remain in school, you can remain with us as long as you follow the structure, and you can just stay. We've had people with us a year and a half, 2.5 years.
So ultimately, me putting this work and effort into bettering myself,
we're gonna keep going.
then we're gonna keep supporting it.
Yeah, for sure, always do.
That's fantastic. That really
Yeah, and we always do push, from where we come from in addiction, most of us feel as though we're limited to what we've only ever done.
Mm-hmm.
So like if all I've ever done is nothing against, being a waitress or fast food, then they say, well, this is all I've ever done.
Right.
In my mind, when we sit down and have that conversation is, hey, that's a great starting point if you want to start there, but what do you have a love, a desire, or a passion to do?
Right.
Because we want to help you get there if you let us. And so the door's always open. You always push for further education.
So constantly better yourself.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned the mental health aspect of it, as far as, helping people, for lack of a better term, to get your head in the game, to get your mind right. And I know that's very complicated, there's a lot of stuff to it, but where does that mental help, the psychiatric or the psychology, or, is that something that y'all have people to help with, or is that in-house?
No, it's not in-house. They normally already have somebody that they've been seeing for those medications before they come. Here's the tricky part, and I don't want to go too deep into this because it was like Pandora's box, but you have to think about it like this. You say you have a loved one. I'm not a psychologist, let me clear the air here. But just coming from knowing the world of addiction and recovery, is you have a guy say, man, I'm on these different psych meds because I can't sleep, I suffer from paranoia, I got extreme anxiety. Well, in a lot of cases, it's because you've been on meth for 15 years.
Yeah.
That's why you need the other medications, because you've been going crazy. And the moment you get off the meth, you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm no longer paranoid, full of anxiety, and can't sleep. You know, so in most cases, when we get them away from the drugs, right? Get them away from the drugs long enough, and we've had many residents say, I don't think I need that anymore.
Yeah.
Right, and taper off, and just know that, man, I actually feel better. I had a guy busted when I was living at the men's home, busted my office room one day and literally hit his knees, was crying because he'd been on medication since he was a teenager, and he realized that that he didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And being off of it, he tapered himself off, and about 2 weeks later, when he came in crying, he said, I've spent the last 2 weeks, I've had no thought of suicide. I have not fell into a hole of depression, and I cannot believe what I'm feeling inside right now. And he's like, I never knew I could be free from all this stuff. But really, it was his heart being healed and him coming off those drugs for a season. And so
And now I can pursue my life now.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask the two of y'all, you said it's been about 4 months in the program. Is that something that you're starting to see now, is that, okay, yeah, I wasted the past 10 years goofing off, doing whatever, but now maybe you don't quite see the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe you do, but is that something now, it's like, okay, now I can get on with my life. I can start doing what the good Lord put me on this planet to do. And I think that's, to me, is pretty amazing, that you guys can take these fellas and other men and women like y'all and say, it's gonna be all right, we got you.
Yeah.
And
They
then,
walk with us every step of the way.
yeah, now go do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, that's definitely a blessing for sure.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
I never would have thought this program would have helped me as much as it did till I got here and stayed. I mean, when I first got here, my blackout period was a little rough. I wanted to leave, but I stuck it out, and it's the greatest blessing I've ever had, I think.
Then you're free to leave whenever you just decide, okay, I'm done, I'm leaving.
Yeah, they don't lock you in there.
Man, we wish we could, a few of them. Yeah.
Well, so then that speaks volumes for what's inside the two of you then. The fact that, yeah, it probably is not easy, I'm guessing.
No.
And how many times did you wanna quit and just, man, there's the door, I'm through it. But you didn't, and now you're here. And now you're here on TV with all of us, look at you. Now you're famous or notorious.
Working on it.
Yeah. So cool.
So, what I would like in, last few minutes we've got, this, you know, like I said, I've heard of this, I've heard of the previous organization, I've heard of you guys before too, and I had a superficial idea of what you did. But now I wanna know more. And now this is, you know, it's got my attention, I think this is amazing, it really is. Because ultimately what it does is it's helping you as an individual, it's helping your family, but it goes to the whole county, the whole community. Because we're all part of the same community, like it or not.
Yeah, definitely
Even-
giving back to the community.
And yeah, and now maybe you feel like, well, these people put up with me for this long, now let me give back. Now that I actually, I do have a skill or a talent, and I can give this back to my community.
It's nice going out and working for the community every day, that's for sure, that helps fill our hearts.
Now, what have y'all been doing as far as the work you've been doing in the community? The trade or the skill or the labor or the whatever? Or have y'all gotten to that point?
Oh, yeah. Mostly I've done a lot of general labor jobs, a lot of moving jobs. You just got everything.
A lot of weed.
A lot of weed.
Yeah.
Well, man, I know a place y'all can weed eat till your heart's content. Just give me a call.
We always joke and say there's a lot of ministry behind the weed.
There's a
Yeah.
You know, I was telling some of my guys this summer, I'm like, there was my weed eater in 99 degrees. And I thought, man, I went to college, so I wouldn't have to run a weed eater when I was 50, and now look at me. That backfired.
Yeah.
But it's good for you, because when you, at the end of the day, when you're done and you look back on it, you're like, man,
Yeah.
okay, that was all shaggy and nasty looking, and now look at it.
Yeah.
And about 3 days from now, it's gonna be back to where it was.
We'll start again.
We'll start it over.
Yeah.
So, Ty, anything else you wanna tell people? As far as, you know, if somebody out there wants to help, to either volunteer their time, materials, money, how do they get a hold of it?
Well, I was gonna say that there was a year, probably 2019, where we looked back, throughout just that single year, just trying to figure out how we even made it, because it is very, costly, if you will, to provide what we provide on a regular
Well, you
basis.
feed everybody, right? It's like feeding a house full of teenage boys, man. It's expensive.
We do get a lot of donations. We were just tugging on the deer hunters. I put a little video out challenging some deer hunters, but yeah, we go through a lot
So-
of food, but
You can then, those game animals, you can accept donations.
absolutely.
Okay, cause my father-in-law down in Mississippi, I mean, that man, his one passion is hunting. And every year he'll do that. He'll take
Yeah.
several, and he donates them to churches and charities and stuff, so that's legal.
Yeah,
perfect,
that's
and-
big, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think there's like a meat transfer permit or something
Okay.
that they do. But yeah, we have a guy that already dropped off quite a bit of meat, from deer, but, yeah, that's just, food is a big donation deal. It was 120 businesses in 1 year that supported us either through, the product they sell, the service they offer, or financially. Which I thought was big, because when you say 100, you think, man, that's a lot that each business is giving. No, it's the little bit that all those 120
Right.
give makes a major difference.
So the kind of stuff you could use for like staples, like rice and flour.
All that, yeah,
Okay,
your
so
basic food,
Canned
staples,
foods, frozen foods.
coffee, right?
Yeah,
now,
coffee,
there's
yeah,
coffee, man.
absolutely coffee.
You know, no big deal, we go
Okay.
through coffee, but yeah, your basic staples like that, I mean, even household cleaning supplies, you know.
Pretty
is a
much
big
anything
deal.
a house needs
Right.
with a bunch of teenage boys.
Yes.
Okay.
Cause they eat just like it. Our spoons are a little bigger at the men's house. But no, it's fun. We have a great time, and really I will say, I mean, with food, we don't get any government support for food. It's all by design. It is entirely, we spend maybe a few $100s for each home a month, on food, because we get donations from Walmart, the food bank, and we could always use more because
Right.
it's just enough. But so God's been good to us on providing for us.
So at supper time, you guys, all of you meet down in the lunchroom or the cafeteria or the dining hall or whatever
Yes.
it's called? So it's like a big family. Everybody
Yeah.
sits down there and eats.
Yeah.
And then do you take turns doing the cooking or the cleaning or the setting the table?
Self-sustaining,
Yeah, self-sustaining. Hey, that's one of those larger responsibilities. If you're the kitchen manager, you're growing a lot.
I bet you are.
You're gonna
And then
get
y'all
those-
do your own cooking too?
Yeah, the whole
Okay.
package, yeah. So they'll set out food, make lunches in the morning for everybody, set out the food. Someone will start cooking at about 3 o'clock, and everything will be plated and ready at 5:36.
So you're pretty much 100% self-contained as far as
Yes,
that goes.
yeah,
That is
Absolutely.
really.
And we have a garden, bro. So I mean, the guys learn how to garden. We do all our vegetables that we can throughout the year. Women's Home has a garden as well, and so we try to, really make the best of it.
Without any government assistance at all.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all hear that out there?
Yeah, no government assistance.
None.
We actually have this is strange, but it happened. I can't really go into the details at this time. It's a long story, but we're licensed by the state, meaning, like ADC.
Mm-hmm.
We have an ADC license for both of our homes, but it's what is called a self-governing license, meaning, we don't accept any money from them or the government side from them. They literally, the only stipulations we have is that we provide a safe and efficient, home residence.
Right.
So if they wanted to come check, that's cool, but that allowed us to have, more than so many probation and parolees at the house
Okay.
at any given
So they're
time.
still bound by the fire codes and the electrical codes
Thank
and
you.
all that
Yes,
stuff.
your
Okay.
basic safety,
Right.
we're bound by that, but, financially, we've been trusting the Lord since we've been here and don't wanna change that.
Well, it's a good person to trust as any, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that love the Lord that have supported us throughout these years. I would say, I'm just gonna throw the number out there, cause maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. But anywhere, depending on the month, $35,000 to $40,000 a month to run the ministry.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so,
Do you let people volunteer their time to come help out with stuff?
That's
Or
a
do you
little
have your own labor?
yeah, that's a little tough, just because of the nature of the ministry and the men and women as they come out of
No, it makes
addiction.
sense.
Right, their struggles.
Right, makes
And
sense.
so, we are a little protective on that side, yeah.
Just give me your money and go away.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
But no, you know, I'll be
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, you know, you're like, dude, every dollar you give, man, is going to help someone get their life back.
Yeah.
A little boy to get his daddy back.
Well, that's
a
what I
little,
was gonna say.
a little girl to get her mom back. I
Right.
mean, to me,
Not
priceless,
just
man.
the person coming in, but it's
Dude,
the
their
people
whole
out there,
family.
their whole family.
Whole family, yes.
And their friends and their community.
Yes. Think about this. Oh, real, gosh, I didn't want to forget it. We've had, think about everybody that gets a job goes and opens a bank account in Baxter County.
Right.
So that we, you know what I mean? Yeah, where do they buy their car at? Baxter County.
In the county somewhere.
Right? And so, think about where do they rent their house or buy their house? Baxter
Buy
County.
groceries.
And so, you know, I just love the fact, like you said, it's not just the man, it's his children, his spouse, his family, and even our community that see a change. And then you got one less guy stealing stuff out of your shed.
And you got one less guy down in the jailhouse.
You got
that we
one
have to
less
support.
guy to pay to sit in jail. It's $0 for the community. Actually blesses the community by the way we serve and the life change we see when someone comes to us. But it's a strain on our tax dollars when we throw them up in the jail and serve them the same meal.
Well, anybody that's watched this show
365
knows I hate spending tax money on stuff. I'd rather. That's part of my job, though. So,
Yes.
Tom, then anybody out there, anybody that's hearing this message and wants to help, feels moved to help, how do they contact you?
You can go to our Facebook page, look us up on Google, real easy to find us,
Okay.
and just reach out to us. And I think that's probably the safest
And
way.
somebody will let you know, hey, this is,
Social media, yeah.
we welcome any help.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah.
specifically, I mean, are there specific needs right now that y'all have as far as, I mean, anything, living stuff, food, clothing, I mean, is there anything you specifically need right now?
Do you guys have one specific?
What would you think? Somebody
A
says,
vehicle.
A vehicle.
A vehicle.
Yeah,
If
Like-
you've got a vehicle sitting around your driveway, we could really use.
yeah.
just to
a
shuttle
vehicle.
people around.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to doctor's appointments, probation, parole appointments, court appointments in different counties.
All over the place.
Doctor's
So you
appointments.
need one of those vans, you could put about 6 or 8
We
folks
got
in.
one in the shop right now.
We have one in the shop and one not in the shop that doesn't run, and then
Yeah.
we have a very old bus. It is a bus.
It's a bus, huh?
And so, but yeah, you know, I think like this, I know there's a lot of people out there that have that one car that's been sitting in their driveway for like 5 years, they're like, man, I'm gonna fix that windshield one day. Donate it to us and
We'll fix it.
we'll fix it, we'll figure out how to put a
Okay.
windshield in
So
there.
pretty much,
I mean, vehicles
whatever you
are
could have
always
just
good.
about imagined,
Anything,
y'all could put it to
food,
good use.
yeah, I mean, medicine, right, wintertime medicine,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
in date, right, not expired. I mean, we go through a lot of medicine, you know what I
Bet
mean,
you
when you got 25 guys and 10 of them catch the flu,
And probably the other,
racking up a
probably
bill.
the other 15 of them are gonna get it pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Pass it around.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything.
Well, Ty, anything else that you wanna add? This
No,
is a
I just-
fantastic program. Jay, this has been my favorite one that I've done thus far. It really has. Not to take away from anything our other guests.
Well, I hope it touches a lot of people's
I hope
hearts.
it does too. Fellas, anything that the two of you wanna add? I mean, brag on the place. You guys, I mean,
That's a really good place,
It-
man. It's
Yeah,
changed my life
it'll
for
change,
sure.
it's changing lives out there, and, yeah.
and not just yours.
No, it's helping in the community, and the people trying to, get through the struggle. You know, you said it's hard to do it on your own, there's a strong support system out there.
And you're not alone, are you?
No, we have great fellowship out there with all the guys, they're like brothers.
Good.
I think one thing, just my last spiel here, would be for anybody that has a family member or loved one, just to continue to pray for them, and whenever they find the end of themselves, or they're ready for real change in life, have them reach out to us, and we can take them in the day they say they're ready.
Come get 'em,
We'll we will pick them up, yeah, we will pick them up, and they don't need to have anything they need, we have everything a man can live off of the moment he walks
So
in the
just
doors.
to close on your back.
Doesn't matter, yes. So, thank you guys
Guys,
for having us, man.
Ty Cotter with the Kingdom Life Recovery, and then Brandon James here. Guys, thank y'all so much for coming, opening up yourselves and sharing a little bit. I mean, that's,
Appreciate y'all having us
Ty,
out,
thank you
man.
for this, for what you do, and I wish y'all nothing but the best. And I'll probably be in contact with you, because I've got a few things I know I can help y'all with, and I know some people who would definitely be willing to help this program out.
That's awesome.
So, well, that's gonna gonna wrap it up for this week. We will see you next week. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've got Quorum Court coming up. Don't forget, first Tuesday of the month at 5:30 at the courthouse. Wait, am I supposed to be
You're
reading
very
this?
good at this, yeah.
Oh.
You went from commercial, you went from relaxed conversation to commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Well, I mean, I'm a professional.
We just don't know what kind of profession.
Hey. City Council, first and third Thursday at the City Hall at 5 p.m. What is it, City Planning Committee? Somebody doesn't know, who spells committee like this, Jay?
It's not my handwriting.
Joe. Second Monday, 1 p.m. at City Hall. We have the County Planning Committee, second Tuesday, 11 a.m. at the courthouse. That's usually probably gonna be up on the third floor in a little conference room up there. AAP Committee, the Advertising and Promotions, third Thursday at 3 p.m. at City Hall. School Board Meeting, third Thursday at 6 p.m. It's at the central office on Rodeo Drive, or Rodeo, however we pronounce it these days. Nothing coming up with Public Safety or the Airport Commission, but when those guys decide to meet, we will get that out in the newspapers, and KTLO and Baxter Bulletin's usually pretty good about it. And then the Baxter County Republican Committee, I can't read this handwriting, when do we meet?
Last Tuesday of every month.
Every month, at the VFW.
Although it's going to be the 4th of November because of signings.
And then down here is James' phone number, I don't know if I should read that.
No,
out
but the next
before.
piece of paper has next week's. There you go.
Next week, oh man, the Mayor of Gasville candidate, Miss Sheila Wingard, hey, and Sheriff candidate Ron Davis will be on next week.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure, sir.
Appreciate it.
That was,
Appreciate you having us.
thank you.